Vive l'empereur!
Hey, this is Chris Muller with the Thursday Night Gamers. Curtin Richley, Aaron Tobel, and Chuck Silverstein. And in this series of videos, we are playing Napoleon's Last Gamble from OSG Games. This episode is unique in that there's very little combat. In fact, there's no combat. What you will see is a lot of marching. Chuck is sending a long flying column through Nivelle to try to turn the British flank. The Prussians are marching rapidly north to try to hook up with the British. All the armies preparing for battle on the 18th. Thanks for joining us, and now on to the late afternoon of June 17th, 1815. After one turn of thunderstorms from last episode, the next two turns will be played using a combination of rain and mud. That's a change that OSG released in its newest update. Also for this game, we decided to institute a catastrophe phase in which one of the players drops an iPad in the middle of the Prussian deployment. It was very effective, scattering units everywhere. Once we sort of got everybody back in place, we were able to continue play. My fault, guys, sorry. We were able to reconstruct most of the Prussian position actually from the videos, but one unit is hiding somewhere in the basement. It's a Prussian 4th Corps artillery unit that's being played by a grand battery marker until it turns up. You can see how the armies are starting to move toward Waterloo. The British moving directly back, the French heading toward Nivelle and taking the highway from the west toward Waterloo. And the Prussians are also strung out on the roads, going through Wavre and coming into Waterloo from the east, as well as at least one or two of the corps traveling cross-country, kind of across the hinge between the two armies. During the French movement, you can see how Chuck controls Napoleon and a certain number of the corps. We're not quite sure how that works. And then Aaron comes in and controls Davout and the second batch. So you can see Aaron is sort of the hammer and Chuck is well, all right, I got it flipped. I think you see what I mean. All right, from the Allied side, the Prussians are crossing the dial at Wavre. They're pushing into the center, across that wooded country in the center there. And then The British are just very slowly moving back, trying to keep a coherent line facing the French to give the Prussians enough time to march over and join us. The French 6 p.m. turn brought a weather check, resulting in more mud but no rain. That will open up the line of sight so everyone can see each other a little better. In the closest thing we came to a combat during this session, Chuck's infantry brigades pushed up and revealed a couple of British vedettes that danced away. You can see here the British reinforcements coming in at Nivelles have been pushed back by Chuck's encroaching columns. The Prussians are the ones that are sort of facing the French, are sliding along with them and getting into a position where I think we're going to be in okay shape in terms of unifying our armies goes. Anyway, it's been an exciting game. It was actually a crazy day, especially with the catastrophe with the iPad and with the French kind of hook through Nivelles, made for some really interesting moments. Also, the Prussian retreat kind of started off historically, but then was able to cut back across country a little more quickly than Blucher was able to do historically. Anyway, thanks for watching, and join us next week for Session 16.
Vive l'empereur!